Good day everyone. So for today, we're going to discuss other taxes and documentary stamp tax. So first, we have 6 other taxes. These additional taxes are also imposed under the train law. So first one is the tax on passive income, fringe benefits, cosmetic tax, tax on sweetened beverages, taxable non-alcoholic beverages, and lastly, exempt tax on other beverages.
The first one on the list of the other taxes is the passive income tax, which also means the final tax. The following are the passive income, which are the interest on foreign currency deposit unit, sales of unlisted shares, sales of listed shares, and pre-terminated long-term deposits. So magkano nga ba ang percentage ng passive income tax? Halimbawa, may foreign currency ka at sinasabi rito na ang interest niyan kapag idineposit mo sa bangko ng isang taon ay 15%. Kaya kung meron kang $10,000, i-multiply mo siya sa 15% para malaman mo ang magiging passive income mo mula sa interest sa foreign currency deposit. So for the sales of unlisted shares, i-multiply mo ito sa 15%. So example, meron kang stocks at kailangan mo siyang ibenta pa sa iba pang mga stockholders. So pwedeng maibenta mo siya sa pamamagitan ng pagbabayad ng 15% income tax sa gobyerno. And para naman sa sales of listed share, need mo lang magbayad sa government ng 60% of 1%. And lastly, for the pre-terminated long-term deposit, kapag sinabi nating pre-terminated, ibig sabihin hindi pa siya tapos or di pa terminated, pero want mo na siyang tapusin. So kung gusto mong tapusin ang long-term deposit mo, kailangan mo magbayad ng 20% tax sa BIR. Next is what we call fringe benefits. So it is grossed up monetary value of fringe benefits na ibinibigay sa mga supervisor, manager, or even sa may-ari ng business mismo. So what about its tax? A final tax of 35% ay ipinapataw sa kabuuang halaga ng pera na ibinibigay ng kumpanya sa empleyado bilang perks or advantage, maliban na lang sa mga rank and file workers. So itong tax na ito ay applicable to both individuals and businesses. Ang ganitong uri ng buwis ay binabayaran ng employer.
Good day everyone! Let's talk about the cosmetics tax. So, cosmetic tax imposes a 5% tax on the gross receipts. So, alam naman natin na hindi perfecto ang bawat isa kung kaya't marami ang nakakaisip o bumibili ng kung ano-anong produkto na maaari makapagpaganda or makapagpa-improve sa ating sarili. Meron din sumasailalim sa mga operasyon at alam naman natin na iba-iba ang presyo nito depende sa product at sa procedure na ating gagawin. So, syempre, hindi mawawala ang tax na binabayaran natin na kung saan nagkakaroon ito ng medyo pricey or dumadagdag kaya nagiging medyo pricey. So, let's talk about the sweetened beverage tax. So, we have two types of sweetened beverage. So, the first one is a purely caloric and purely non-caloric sweetened. So, dito, meron siyang 6 pesos per liter na dagdag or yung tax na tinatawag natin. Well, the second one naman is purely high fructose corn syrup. Meron naman tong 12 pesos per liter din. So, example dito is yung 2 liter ng Coca-Cola. Sabi natin 2 liter. So, every liter nga is 6 pesos. So, if 2 liter siya, so ibig sabihin 12 pesos yung madadagdag sa price nung Coca-Cola na yan. So, sabihin natin 90 pesos yung 2 liter na yun. So, yung magiging price niya, pag nabili mo or bibilin mo siya is 102 na. Kasi nga, nadagdagan siya ng 12 pesos since 2 liter siya. So, doon naman tayo sa pangalawa, which is yung purely high fructose corn syrup. So, doon naman, per liter naman yun is 12 pesos. Parang doble nung sa purely caloric and non-caloric sweetened. So, dito naman yung mga powder juice, like, sige, sabihin natin na yung price nun is 23 to 25 pesos na siya ngayon na mabibili mo. So, ibig sabihin nun, yung presyo niya is 11 to 13 pesos lang siya naglalaro. So, yung 12 pesos doon na tax, yung 12 pesos doon is yung tax, which is kasama na dun sa price na binili mo, kunwari sa tindahan. Yun.
Hi,
I'm Michaela J. Edward Dito, and I will be discussing about the topic of taxable non-alcoholic beverages. Unfortunately, the following drinks that we've come to love are now taxed under the law of Section 47 of the Framework. Number 1, sweetened juice drink or energy and sport drink. Example nito is yung iniinom natin during meal, which is the soft drinks and yung Gatorade. Number 2 is flavored water or other non-alcoholic beverages with sugar added. Example naman nito is yung yogurt and yung binibili nating mga juice sa tindahan, which is yung Zesta. Number 3 naman is cereal and grain beverages or carbonated beverages. The example naman nito is yung rice and barley. Number 4, sweetened tea or other powdered milk that are not classified as milk, juice, tea, or coffee. The example naman nito is yung milk tea and iced tea. Then, next naman na topic is list of exempt beverages. Number 1, all milk products. Number 2 is 100% fruit juices. The example nito is yung fruit cocktail and fruit juices. Number 3 naman is 100% natural vegetable juices. Ito yung mga juice na made from 100% liquid fruit na walang dinadagdag na colorings, preservatives, or sugar. Number 4 naman is meal replacement and medical indicated beverages. Ito yung mga liquid or powder drink product for oral nutritional therapy for a persons who cannot absorb or metabolize dietary nutrients from food or beverages, or a source of necessary nutrition used due to a medical condition, and an oral electrolyte solution for infants and children formulated to prevent dehydration due to illness. And last one is the ground coffee, instant soluble coffee, and pre-pack powder coffee product. Yung example naman ito is yung 3-in-1 na kape.
So next in our lesson is the documentary stamp tax and its types. So firstly, we will define what is documentary stamp tax or DST. It is an excise tax levied on documents, instruments, loan agreements, and papers evidencing the acceptance, assignment, sale, or transfer of an obligation, right, or property incident thereto. It is also to note that the amount of tax is either fixed or based on the par value or face value of the document or instrument. To simply put it, the documentary stamp tax or DST is a kind of tax that is imposed on the exercise of certain rights, and that as long as you exercise that, formal documents of that exercise of right may be taxed. To simply put it, it's a tax that certifies an agreement is taxable.
So, for the documentary stamp tax, there are 17 types.
So we will now move on to the types of documentary stamp tax. So firstly is the original issued share of stocks with a rate and base of 2 per 200 or fractional thereof of the par value. So we have an example of 20,000 of tax, which will be divided by 200 times 2 to get the amount of 200 of the DST. Next is the sales agreement to sell memoranda of sales, deliveries, or transfers of shares or certificates of stocks with a rate and base of 1.50 per 200 or fractional thereof the par value. We also have an example of 20,000 divided by 200 multiplied by the value of 1.50 to get the amount of the documentary stamp tax of 150. Next is the certificates of profits or interest in property of accumulations with a rate and base of 1 per 200 or fractional thereof the par value. We also have an example of 20,000 of tax, which will be divided by 200 multiplied by the value of 1 to get the amount of DST of 100. Next is banking check draft certificates of deposits, not bearing interests and other instruments. Rate and base of 3 per check or draft or certificate. So for example, you have 10 checks. It will be multiplied with the value of 3, which is per check, draft, or certificate, which will be equal to the amount of 30 pesos of the documentary stamp tax.
Good day everyone, my name is Sean Cedric Alba and I will be discussing the other types of documentary stamp tax. Debt instruments. Debt instruments are any form of debt used to raise capital for businesses and governments. There are many types of debt instruments, but the most common are credit products, bonds, or loans. So first, let's define the formula for debt instruments. So the formula for debt instruments is value of debt instruments divided by base, then multiplied by rate. So let's have an example. Let's say 10,000 value of debt instruments. So 10,000 divided by 200 is equals to 50. Then 50 multiplied by 1.50 is equals to 75. So 75 documentary stamp tax for debt instruments ang kailangan bayaran. Next is bills of exchange or drafts, acceptance of bills of exchange and others, foreign bills of exchange and letters of credit. A bill of exchange is a written order binding one party to pay a fixed sum of money to another party on demand or at a predetermined date. A bill of exchange is sometimes called as draft or draught, but draft is usually applies to domestic transactions only. So let's define the formula for bill of exchange. So the formula for bill of exchange is amount of bill divided by base, then multiply by rate. So let's have an example. Let's say 20,000 amount of bill. So 20,000 divided by 200 is equals to 100. Then 100 multiplied by 1.50 is equals to 150. So 150 documentary stamp tax of bill of exchange ang dapat bayaran.
So next, we have the life insurance policy. So life insurance policy has a different amount of documentary stamp tax. So for the written base that is not more than 100,000, we have 0 peso of documentary stamp tax. But if the written base was more than 100,000 up to 300,000, we have 30 peso of documentary stamp tax. Next was more than 300,000 up to 500,000, we have 50 pesos of documentary stamp tax. And then 500,000 up to 750,000, we have 100 pesos documentary stamp tax. While in more than 750,000 up to 1 million, we have 150 documentary stamp tax. While in more than 1 million, we have 200 documentary stamp tax. Next, we have the powers of attorney. So, in the powers of attorney, the stamp tax on the powers of attorney on each of powers of attorney to perform any act or whatsoever except acts connected with the collection of claims due from or to the government of the Republic of the Philippines or the government of any province, city, or municipality, there shall collected a documentary stamp tax of 10 peso. So for the next type of documentary stamp tax, we have the annuities. So for annuities, we have the written base of 1 peso per 200 pesos or fractional part thereof the premium or installment payment. So for example, we have 200,000 peso. So 200,000 peso divided by 200 times 1 peso is equals to 1,000 pesos. So we have 1,000 pesos of documentary stamp tax. So for the next type, we have the pre-need plan. So for the pre-need plan, we have the rate and base of 40 centavos per 200 pesos or fractional part thereof the premium of contribution. So for example, in the pre-need plan, we have 100,000 peso. So 100,000 peso divided by 200 peso times 40 centavo, we have 200 pesos. So for the documentary stamp tax, we have 200 pesos. So next, we have the certificates, warehouse receipts, and proxies. So for any kinds of certificates, warehouse receipts, or proxies, we have the rate and base of 30 pesos of documentary stamp tax. So next is high ally, horse race ticket, lotto, or other authorized number games. So for other authorized number games, we have the rate and base of 20 centavos per 1 peso or fractional part thereof the cost of the ticket. So for example, the cost of the ticket was 50 peso. So 50 pesos divided by 1 peso times 20 centavos, we have 10 peso. So for the documentary stamp tax of other authorized number games, we have 10 pesos documentary stamp tax. Next, we have the powers of attorney. So in the powers of attorney, the stamp tax on the powers of attorney on each of powers of attorney to perform any act or whatsoever except acts connected with the collection of claims due from or to the government of the Republic of the Philippines or the government of any province, city, or municipality, there shall collected a documentary stamp tax of 10 peso.
Next is bill of lading or receipt. If your bill of lading or receipt is 100 to 1,000 pesos, you need to pay 2 pesos for the documentary stamp tax. And if your bill of lading or receipt is more than 1,000 pesos, you need to pay 20 pesos for the documentary stamp tax. So let's have an example. Let's say my bill of lading or receipt is 5K. So the answer is automatically 20 pesos. 20 pesos documentary stamp tax yung dapat bayaran. Because the bill of lading or receipt is more than 1,000 pesos. Next is leases and other hiring agreements. First is rate and base. So first 2,000 pesos is equals to 6 pesos documentary stamp tax. And for every 1,000 in excess of the first 2,000 pesos is equals to 2 pesos documentary stamp tax. So let's have an example. Let's say 20,000 pesos leases and other hiring agreements. So the first 2,000 pesos is equals to 6 pesos documentary stamp tax. And the remaining 18,000 pesos is equals to 36 pesos documentary stamp tax. Because 18,000 divided by 1,000 is equals to 18. Then 18 times 2 is equals to 36. So all in all, 42 pesos documentary stamp tax of leases and other hiring agreements ang dapat bayaran. Next is mortgages, pledges, or deed of trust. A mortgage or deed of trust is an agreement in which a borrower puts up title to real estate as security or collateral for a loan. Next is rate and base. So the first 5,000 pesos is equals to 40 pesos documentary stamp tax. And for every 1,000 pesos in excess of the first 5,000 pesos is equals to 20 pesos documentary stamp tax. So let's give an example. Let's say 200,000 mortgage or pledge. So the first 5,000 pesos is equals to 40 pesos. And the remaining 195,000 pesos is equals to 3,900 pesos. Because 195,000 divided by 1,000 is equals to 195. Then 195 times 20 is equals to 3,900. So all in all, 3,940 pesos documentary stamp tax of mortgage or pledge ang dapat bayaran. Next is deed of sales, conveyance, and donation of real property except those exempt from the donor's tax. Ito yung mga nabili mong land or any property. So next is rate and base. So the rate and base here is 15 pesos per 1,000 pesos or fractional part thereof of the consideration of the value. So let's give an example. I buy a real estate or property worth 900,000 pesos. And to prove to be real, a document, here is the documentary stamp tax to authenticated the property. So to compute the documentary stamp tax is 900,000 pesos divided by 1,000 pesos is equals to 900. Then 900 multiplied by 15 is equals to 13,500 pesos. So 13,500 pesos documentary stamp tax of deed of sales ang kailangan bayaran.
And lastly is the charter parties and similar instruments. So if the ship does not exceed 1,000 tons and the duration of the charter or contract does not exceed 6 months, you will be paying the documentary stamp tax of 1,000 pesos. But for each month or fraction of a month more than 6 months, an additional tax of 100 pesos shall be paid. So for example, you have exceeded your 6 months and added 3 months to your stay. So we'll have 3 months or 3 times 100, which will be equal to 300, and that will be the additional pay of your documentary stamp tax. That is all. Thank you.
So, for the recap, iba-iba tayo ng amount na binabayaran na tax sa kada item na ginagamit natin. Kaya we should be more aware kung anong classification ba nitong mga items na to. For example, umiinom ka ng iba't ibang klase na sweetened beverages. However, magkakaiba pa rin ng rate ito based sa classification nila. Katulad na lamang ng sa sweetened beverages tax. Kapag purely caloric or purely non-caloric sweeteners yung ginamit, 6 pesos lang yung tax rate. Tapos kapag HFCS naman, or combination ng any caloric or non-caloric sweeteners, 12 pesos naman yung rate per liter. Same with documentary stamp tax, dapat maging aware din tayo sa kung anong klaseng document or certificate yung kailangan natin. Kasi bawat document or bawat certificate is magkakaiba din sila ng tax rate. So that's all. I hope may natutunan kayo. And thank you for watching.